I was waiting for a time when I wasn't disheveled, and I could be a little bit more put together and peppy, and if I waited until that point happens, it's going to be like 4 years. But anyway, so I'm divided this up into 3 parts because, like I said, I read 320 books, and narrowing down my favorites of all those books was hell. So I have a ton of books that made it to my favorites list, and I want to talk about all of them. If you want the quick, short, sweet, just showing you the covers of all my favorite books, I'll probably post a TikTok, if TikTok is still a thing. By the time this video goes up, I'll probably just post that somewhere. Or Instagram, I'll probably just post a picture of all my favorite books. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, and these are in no order. I have no idea what my absolute favorite book is out of all of these. I don't know. I can't do that. So I can't narrow it down to like an order like some people can. It's not going to happen. The first book on that list is What the River Knows. I will read everything by this author. I read last year, one of her books ended up on my favorites list. Together We Burn, which was like flamenco dancers mixed with dragons and then some romance, and I loved it. This is like Egyptian mythology stuff mixed in with like just amazingness. If you haven't read this book yet, I'm sure everyone has been telling you to read it because it is really good and it's really hyped, and I enjoyed every single second of it, so much so that the sequel is right here and waiting for me. A lot of these are going to be Rainbow Crate books as well. A lot of them are either Rainbow Crate or Owl Crate books because I tried to read more of them because I kind of hoarded them for a while. But, so this is not the original cover for this book, but this is the rules and regulations for mediating myths and magic by F.T. Lukens. This is just awesome. I read this one and the sequel, and I loved both of them. I think the sequel is also on my favorites list, but again, this is really cute. This was super queer, which we love. A bisexual main character. There's some sapphic elements, like side characters, and it's got monsters and myths, and it was giving Percy Jackson vibes, but a little bit grown up, you know, kind of feels, and I was here for it. I loved every second of this book. Also the bi rep, we love a bi rep. Something About Sweetie, and also 10 Things We Love About, 10 Things I Hate About Pinky is also on this list somewhere. Both of these books, I don't have the 10 Things About Pinky, I don't have a physical copy of that, but this whole series, this is in the When Dimple Met Rishi series. I'm obsessed with this series. I wish there was more in it. I'm also obsessed. There's a TV show based on When Dimple Met Rishi that is an Indian TV show, and it is called Mismatched. It's absolutely fantastic, and the 3rd season just came out not too long ago, and I've been dying to get to it. I just haven't had time because there is subtitles, so I have to like actually pay attention. I can't put it on and do something else while I'm doing it. My ADHD needs to find a moment when I can actually focus. But anyway, this whole series, I love this series so much. I love this one. I love all of them. I love this whole series. It's just great. It's just great. I don't know why I'm doing like a favorites video, because like a lot of these are just me going, this book's so great. Loved it. The next one on the list is Vengeance of the Pirate Queen. This was a buddy read with Kay Kelly and Shannon. This made it to my favorites list. This is like feminine rage. It's in the title, Vengeance. It follows it's in the same universe as the pirate, daughter of the Pirate King. And it is like, it's a spin-off book. Spin-off book? Is that what I'm thinking? What's the word? I don't know. But it follows, I already forgot her name. What the hell is her name? It follows her assassin, Sorinda. It follows her, and the opening scene is just it is the way you open up a book. I absolutely loved this book. I had so much fun. It's got some similar like fantasy-esque elements as well added in. It's got a romance added in, a little bit here and there, and but overall, just feminine rage. It is a good feminine rage book, I feel like, and it's just kind of just women being badass, and we all know that's what I like in books. I like women being badass. Only a Monster, and the sequel, Never a Hero. I believe there's a third book coming out, I think. This is by Vanessa Len. These books are just, again, just, I like when our main character is a villain, or portrayed as a villain, or morally gray, or does things that you would be like, nah girl, probably don't do that. But I like that in books. I like when the main character is kind of not 100% good, or not viewed as good. And this whole series has been like edge of my seat. Like, oh, like I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. So a book I do not have the physical copy of yet, I do want to get a physical copy, is Shots and Barbs by Lily May. This is in the same series as, I forget what it's called, like Deep Earth Monsters or something. It is a monster romance book. Enemies to lovers, kind of. Rivals to lovers. Yeah, I read it back in January, right when it came out, so it's been a minute. But I love I love this series, and I want more of it, and I hope she puts out another one. I haven't heard any news about any more in this series yet, and I'm like waiting, because the first one, Berries and Greed, was like this one, I have it right here. Deep Earth Theme, that's right. The first one, Berries and Greed, made it to like my favorites list of last year, and I want more in this universe. But Shots and Barbs was just as good, and it was just as scrumptious, and I want more. I want more. So next one, again, I do not have the physical copies of these three, but all of the Mary books, Contrary Mary, Imaginary Mary, and I forget, My Salty Mary. All three of these, I love every single thing that these three, is it 3 or 4 authors? I forget. I love everything that they write. I like the Jane series that they wrote. They also wrote another one, I feel like. Or maybe this is the other one. I love everything that these ladies touch, and I will always read whatever they touch. Ooh, I'm knocking down Godzilla. Sorry, Godzilla. Sorry, buddy. There you go. These books are just, they're hilarious. They're twisty, because they're like putting twists on retellings. They are magical a lot of times. I'm really bummed that the TV show didn't do as good. I actually didn't watch it, because I heard that it got canceled, and I'm like, do I really want to watch it now? Because now it's yeah, because it was like canceled immediately after it like came out. But this whole series is just, if you've only watched that show and you haven't read the books yet, the books are just great. I recommend the audiobooks if you don't have the physical copies. Either way, they are funny, they're fun, they twist all these tales in their head, and they're just a great time. Another of my favorites has been everything that I've read by Lilith Stone this past year. Again, monster romances, but they're sweet and they're cute, and I've been enjoying them a lot. So everything she's written. Same with I think my favorite I also read everything by Leon, I think that's how you say her name, Leon Riley. But I think my favorite this year has been Keeping the Human's Heart. It's everything. It's everything. Again, monster type romance. It was so sweet. It was so sweet, and just these ones, I think these two are very, very high up on my list of like favorites. Like if I had to do a ranking, I think these two are pretty high up there. So this is A Neighbor Favor and The Partner Plot. These are both by Christina Forrest. These, I already pre-ordered the Love Lyric. It was a gift to myself. I was trying not to buy anything, but any books this year, but it's already been rough, and I'm like, you know what, I'm pre-ordering it. So I'm super excited for the third book in this series. But these are just contemporary romances, and they are just everything. Another one that is up there on the list is The Last Minute First Lady. Just, yes, yes, again, yes, yes. This one I love. I don't know, I'm a sucker for this trope. You'll see it later. I have a favorites book later that I'll get to with a very similar trope. I don't know what it is about politicians in books that does it for me, because I hate politicians in real life because a lot of them are trash. But I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm a sucker for it. I'm a sucker for it because it's fiction and they're actually decent in books sometimes. I cannot believe that it took me till now to read Black Flamingo. I will say that right out the gate. I'm disappointed in myself. This is like a super banned book when it comes to book bans. This one's like banned all over, which is so stupid because it is a great book. Hi, baby. Ari's here and she's rubbing against you. It's told in verse. It follows. It follows our main character who gets into drag, and just their experiences with coming out, and just it's just everything. It's just everything. These are the kind of books that like you get off a book ban list and you're like, why is this on there? I don't get it. Okay, I'm almost done with this video. Guys. Chill. The Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. This is, again, everything. So this is a time loop, which you'll see later on. I have another time loop book in my favorites list. I don't know what it is, guys. I'm a sucker for a time loop. But this one, oh my god, this one was just everything. Everything. Boy meets girl, boy falls for girl, boy just keeps doing the loop. It was heartbreaking and touching and great and uplifting and all the things. It made me cry like 30 times. It was Groundhog Day just over and over and over again. It was everything. It was everything. Everything. Another book that has been on my TBR for a hot minute, and I'm like, why did you take so long to read this when it was just perfection. Perfection of a book. So the next one, Let Me Hear a Rhyme by Tiffany D. Jackson. This one, oh guys, this one's set in 1998. So it's technically historical fiction, which I don't like saying. It's got so much that I love in books. It made me cry a lot, but it also just so much music infused into it, and just so we follow the three characters here. Two of them were friends, I believe, of Steph, who was murdered. Is it Steph? I was right? Yes, Steph, who was murdered. And this is his younger sister as well. And they decide to make a mixtape of his music and that he did on the side and put it out there, and basically he becomes famous, but everyone wants to meet him, and everyone wants to, you know, he's like coming up in the world. He's coming up, and he's no longer here. So it's them trying to deal with their grief. It's them trying to deal with this lie that they put themselves in. But you guys, this book made me feel all the things, and I'm obsessed. Another one that, again, has sat on my TBR for a hot minute, and I don't know why, but this is, again, everything. This book was great. Ace of Spades, someone in my school was reading this, and I remember talking to them about it, and I'm like, yeah, it's been on my TBR for forever. And then this year, even though I'm not in school anymore, I decided to finally read it. It had been on my TBR and just sat there for the longest time. I wasn't feeling it yet, and I don't know why, because it was so good. It was like, I inhaled it. I think I inhaled it in like a day. It did not take long. It is so just, I don't even have words to describe it. That's how much, it's just one of those books that like everyone hypes up and says is great, and which made me intimidated, because I'm like, well, what if I don't think it's great? I shouldn't have even bothered with that, because this is phenomenal. This book is everything. Again, everything. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I wanted to know what the fuck was going on. I did. I wanted to know what the fuck was going on. But, yeah. And then this, like, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it. Just read it. You know, everyone's been talking about it and for years, and if you're hearing it from me first, which it shouldn't be the first time you've heard of this book, because that would be weird. But if you're hearing it from me first, read it. Just read it. Just read it. It's so good. It's so good. For this video, I think that's enough for this video. I'm going to close out this one, because this one's probably like 20 minutes long already. I will see you in the next video, where we'll talk about more favorites, and we'll continue on, and I will see you then. I'm going to go eat something, and then maybe record the other half of this. So if I'm in the same t-shirt, you'll know it's the same day. Spoil the illusion for you. I could just change my shirt, but I'm not going to. Because I'm lazy. Like I said, this is 2025. We're going with the disheveled look. Can't even say it. We're going with it. Okay? We're just gonna go with the flow. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out. Goodbye. Oh, and if you've read any of these and you also love them, let me know. Or if you've read books that are similar that you recommend, let me know. Or if I somehow encouraged you to read them with my very vague reviews, let me know. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. I'm out. Goodbye.